Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the Coffee with Ranjith. My name is Jared Goldsmith from ESAC's virtual events, and thank you for taking the time to join us today. At this time, we're very excited to be welcoming Ranjith Matthew to the stage to kick off the event. Ranjith, over to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Gerard. Thank you so much, ESACs, for helping us to host this event. Good evening, everybody. Let me officially start the event by land acknowledgement and sharing the objective of this evening. I would like to acknowledge that since I am in Ottawa, I'm on the traditional unceded territory of the Anishinaabe Nation. I recognize that we all work in different places and therefore you work in a different traditional indigenous territory. We recognize the Algonquins as the customary keepers and defenders of the Ottawa River watershed and its tributes. We honor their long history of welcoming many nations to this beautiful territory and uphold and uplift the voice and values of our host nation. I also wish peace all over the world, especially to those countries having conflicts these days. Those who are meeting me for the first time, my name is Ranjith Matthew, working as Manager, Business Development for Neolor Networks Inc. Neolor is a 22-year-old managed IT services and cybersecurity solutions company based in Ottawa. We are the IT department for many small, medium organizations and nonprofits who doesn't have their own IT departments. I'm also the past president of Junior Chamber International, we call it JCI Ottawa. JCI is an organization for long-term leadership, training, and networking opportunities for young people. We amplify natural talents and create globally minded leaders who can change their communities for the better. JCI empowers the next generation of leaders through events that build networking capabilities, trainings that own skills, programs that shape leadership potential, and projects that test resourcefulness. Together, we find solutions to the world's biggest challenges. We are focused on empowering young people to take responsibilities for the future. During this pandemic, we met many newcomer job seekers and international students who are struggling to find employment opportunities. Meeting the decision makers are not easy, and building new connections is a challenge, especially in this work from home situation. The objective of this event is to give those job seekers, new graduates, and international students an opportunity to connect with the settlement organizations, recruiters, leaders from nonprofit organizations. As you all know, volunteering is key to employment, and we have many nonprofit organizations here today to support all our job seekers. I recognize the presence of all mentors, recruiters, and nonprofit leaders. Can you all please raise your hands, thumbs up, who are present here today? This event could have never happened without the support of ESAC's virtual events and my employer, Neolor Networks. A big thank you to you, Gerald Goldsmith from ESAC's and my CEO, Jim Stackhouse. We also have tables and banner sponsors, many mentors and recruiters from various organizations. For example, World Skills is there, JCI Ottawa, JCI Canada, Willis College, Ottawa Jobs, Vanier Community Center, Pinecrest Queensway Community Center, Code Youth, Canadian Cyber Forum, INSECM, Express Employment Professionals, the Ottawa West, LRO Staffing, and Geotech Scientific Incorporation. Thank you so much to all. Today, we have another amazing personality with us as our guest speaker tonight. This individual is an impactful marketing strategist who led Ottawa's first AI conference, now championing Canada-wide initiative, Thai Woman. This individual was honored by Adobe as Fearless 50 Marketer across the world in the year 2019-2020. She is the head of marketing at Incognito Software Systems, where she helps bringing innovative telecom software products to the market. She is none other than Dipalli Bhatt from Ottawa. Dipalli, welcome. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Ranjit. Thank you so much, ESACs as well, Jared, and everybody for attending. Um, I'm so honored to be here, and I see a lot of my friends in here. Murilo is one of them. Donna, you are there. Suzanne, you are there, and so many others. I'm so happy to see you all again. So, today I just want to talk about a few things that have really helped me understand who I was as a person and also understand who I was as a professional person. So, let me start by my current situation. I head marketing for a portfolio of companies, which is a part of a bigger public company called Constellation Software. Um, I am a small time investor, startup mentor at Invest Ottawa, executive director Thai Ottawa. It's another not for profit. And I also have a small business on the side, which is doing very well. Except that my overnight success took 14 years. The story starts when it was financial crisis, 2008. But before I go into my story, I really, want to speak to you one on one. Have you ever had a passion, a yearning to get somewhere, but you did not have an opportunity? Um, have you ever thought that serving someone else could give you a life that you dreamed of? Um, let's talk about volunteering because that's how I did it. Why I want to talk about volunteering is because it has brought me from an invisible immigrant who came to Canada in financial crisis the year 2008 to becoming an advocate of tech entrepreneurship, change on gender equality, workplace diversity, and so on and so forth. So volunteering for me is not just nice to have. It's now a necessary platform for myself and for a lot of different immigrants like Ranjith and Murillo, who I've met across in my professional journey. So it's not nice to have for me. It's kind of a way of life for me. um, I came from India, and back in India, volunteering is a thing, but it's something that you do on the side. It's not something that you take over, as your, weekly routine. And it took me a long time to realize that the way it works in Canada is very, very, very different. um, now because of the volunteering, because of the networks that I've made, I've been able to make a lot of changes from a community perspective to helping the companies that I work for, bringing revenue for them, bringing some funding dollars. um, Along the way, I was never like this. People think that I am an extroverted person and I love to meet people. I love to meet people, but very few people know that I am ambiverted. I kind of I need my own time to recuperate, recharge. And it wasn't easy for me. This particular trait did not make it easy for me when I came to Canada, when I got married. So, on the way, I faced a lot of fear. I have lost trust in a lot of people. I had to defend a lot of life choices that I made. I remember I was planning on volunteering for this one organization, and I was at the same time looking for a job as well, which is again a full-time job. I remember a dear friend from the community coming to me and saying, "Hey, you're not getting paid for it. Um, I really suggest that you put all this extra time that you have into job search." Um, and I'm so thankful that I did not take that advice. So I had to defend a lot of my life choices, um, and I hope that you find some themes, into my talk. The themes that I see in my life are unlearn, hard work in the right direction, courage, and resilience. So these are the few themes I just hope that can come across, from my discussion, from my chat, from our discussion today. So as I told you, I came to Canada 2008, midlife. It was in the middle of the financial crisis, not midlife crisis. Sorry, I came in as a young adult. Um, I worked for Disney India, and I had just been honored with 30 under 30 at that time, for Disney India, and marketing professionals to watch out for. So I thought professional life in Canada would be cakewalk, right? Who just doesn't want a person who's worked internationally, who has worked with company like Disney, and that too on the software side? Like, it's just impossible, right? I came in, and reality struck. I used to do approximately, I remember, at least 80 to 100 applications a day, to know that they were all falling in a black abyss. It was falling in a black box. Nobody came back to me. I would refresh my Gmail, and I would not see anyone reaching out saying, hey, we'd love to talk to you. Um, I did get a lot of commission related jobs and so on and so forth, but I thought that I was better than this. I really don't need a job that pays less than what I was actually making back in India. And this is where I talk about a theme: unlearn. So after applying for maybe I think 150 jobs for a year, yes, I was unemployed for almost a year. I had two choices. Either I could blame Canada, make it my excuse, and bask in my past glory, or I could, turn a new leaf. So one frantic evening, was very frustrated. I just went to the bank manager that we used to bank at, and I said, hey, just take a flyer on me. On the papers, it looks like that I'm overqualified, but I'm just starting a new life in Canada. Please, if you have anything. He said, I don't have anything, Dipalli, for you. But from the bank perspective, we're doing a small event. You can come and volunteer. Again, this word comes in, volunteer. I'm like, okay, so that means I'm not going to get paid. That means I'm going to spend more hours. And then that means that I'll be too tired to network with anybody or talk to anybody. So this was a lesson in unlearning. And my husband at that time said, you have, declined so many volunteering positions. Just if you want someone to take a flyer on you, you also have to take a flyer on something. So that really stuck to me. And, I went to that particular event. I put in like 14 hours of my week. My job was to take the mic from one place to the other, to sit with their marketing team and do all the extra work, like make the lists and so on and so forth, and set up their website on the back end. I dived into it half-heartedly, of course. After a few months, the manager called me and said, hey, we have a job, but it's a call center job. I can give you a reference because I know you've worked with me, so I know you have the skills. I went for the interview. This gentleman helped me. He coached me on how to answer. I also got a lot of coaching from a lot of different organizations that I see now. They have joined us today. So I got a starter job, paid little over the basic wages, but I knew that I had to communicate with the right colleagues within the bank, and I needed to learn. So I reached out to someone I knew in the bank, and I said, hey, can you please help me learn? And he said, well, nobody pays you to learn, so you need to put in extra hours. So I put in extra hours within the bank. In few years within the bank, I shadowed in a marketing department. So probably 16-hour work days. 8 hours unpaid. And then I got an opportunity to go within to be in that particular function, marketing function. And then I kind of moved up. And how I moved up was, I kept my judgments at bay. I kept my ego at bay. I thought that there were a lot of people I was better qualified at, were they were higher up, and I spent hours pursuing people to speak with me and mentor me along the way. um, and then I got an opportunity to do the executive MBA at University of Ottawa. I learned how to code as well while in the program, which was amazing. Not a part of the program, but I just wanted to code. So from marketing, I also learned how to code. And this is where courage comes in. This is where going out of your comfort zone comes in. That's where I thought that there's something into volunteering. I need to start to volunteer. So I started to volunteer at Thai Ottawa. And that's where I got all my last two jobs. I met my employers there. I hired 3 people who were volunteering with me, and now mostly all of them make more than 80 grand or 100 grand now. I'm so proud of them. And I learned, at volunteering, I learned crucial skills. One was communication in the Canadian context, um, accepting constructive criticism, leadership, initiative, small talk. Believe me, small talk is a skill, definitely. Conflict resolution, um, and I think the relationships that I've developed over with the volunteering, because of that, I've been able to bring Ottawa's first AI conference. I worked with my employer, Eli Fathi, and then we both sat together, and he helped me bring this you know AI conference to Ottawa. And that's where we invited a lot of people, like federal ministers, and industry leaders. And after that, Mindbridge AI also got funding as well. So amazing connections that you make when you volunteer, and the rest is really history. So organizations like JCI, Thai, Invest Ottawa are places which will give you platform to learn the skills you need for the Canadian marketplace. You need the technical skills, but with that, you also need the context. And we think as immigrants we have everything that we need, but that is the time to really check yourself. So skilled immigrants often focus on improving technical skills after coming to Canada, and they would really get shocked when they're told, no, you don't have any Canadian experience, which is really something like, I've realized that it's an albatross around immigrants' necks, because in a vague way, what they are saying is that you lack the soft skills I'm looking for in an employee. And those are the things that you can learn when you volunteer. And this is where volunteering can help you. So think about, when you think about volunteering, think about one opportunity that could help you create the life that you dreamed of, which has happened to me. And imagine yourself as a change maker, and overcome your fears, break stereotypes, and remove barriers in your own mind. And if you ever hear someone having a foreign accent, take it as a badge of honor. That's about it. Thank you.
Dipalli, thank you so much for sharing your immigrant journey. It was so inspiring. I hope the participants will be getting some message out of it, and they will be practicing it. So if someone asks me what is my success story, I am also almost the same. I worked in JCI. I was volunteering as a social media coordinator, which leads me to a project lead. And I was doing a project similar to this type of employment related project 6 years back that accidentally lead me to an employment with my previous employer. And my current employment, I know my CEO from the last 3 years, and that was a smooth transition. So let me thank Dipalli once again, and we will see you back at the networking event.
Thank you, Ranjith. Your overnight success has taken you 6 to 7 years now. You are inspiring, my friend. You're very, very inspiring. And, I think the way that you help people is second to none. I am so thankful to you. And I know you and I kind of talk about helping a lot of immigrants, but thank you so much for your, community service as well.
Thank you, Dipalli. Now let me take this opportunity to welcome my CEO, Jim Stackhouse, the founder of Neolor Networks. This event could have never happened without the support of Neolor sponsoring us. Jim, please come to the stage. It's your time.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Dipalli. That was a very amazing session. I think one of the things that a lot of people tend to forget is that there has to be a lot of persistence in doing and getting yourself out there, the volunteering, and just being seen and heard is very important. And it's something that here at Neolor we pride ourselves on. Neolor itself has a 38% diversity and a 13% inclusion rate with females in an industry that is very, very quite the opposite way. We have found many times that you have to look past the name and the country of where they're coming from, because all these people have fantastic information that is stored in their heads that they just want to get out. Neolor is always looking for great talent, regardless of where you're from. So these types of events are amazing. The fact that there's groups that are helping individuals get placed into jobs or even volunteering is a great opportunity for the international talent. Ranjith, thank you very much for putting this together and for the invite for tonight.
Thank you for your support. Now, let me welcome another very important person. This virtual networking event is a project of Junior Chamber International Ottawa chapter. Let me welcome Yvette Ashuri, past national president of JCI Canada, for the closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, Ranjith, for gathering all of us here for the last three weeks. We have been tremendously, I would say, blessed for this platform. My name is Yvette Yende Ashiri. I serve as the immediate past national president for JCI Canada, and I'm also the first Black woman to hold that position. There are many. We had many speakers that came and to speak to us. I think about Rima Aristocrat. I think about Magdalene Kuman. I think about Solange Tuyishime, and today Dipalli Bhatt. There is something in each of them that they mentioned, the importance of not being afraid of redirecting ourselves, not getting out of our comfort zone. And today, Dipalli, she reminded us the importance of volunteering. I would like to tell you that I can only, I couldn't agree more to what she said. The very first event that I organized here when JCI Ottawa was refounded back in 2011, the first guest speaker that we had told us this: if it's about building the community, you'll get the money. There is something that is so important and that each one of us have to consider and never neglect is the impact, the positive impact that you can have in your life once you start building your community, once you start uh, giving a bit of time to make a better place for the society you live in. So to all of you who are here today, to Ranjith for this platform, Coffee with Ranjith, to all the mentors, the job seekers, the newcomers, I thank you for joining us for the past weeks. And we hope that you have been able to gain something, to gain more connection, to learn more. And also, it is not only about learning, but now it is the time for you to apply. For everything that you heard, all the testimonies, it is a time for you to go out there and to apply. And for those of you who are between 18 to 40, Junior Chamber International is a global network for young enterprising leaders. And together we work to build leaders for a better world, for a better future. We see the needs and we take the actions. So we invite you all, again, join us, join JCI Ottawa, join JCI wherever you are, because we are all around the world, and be the change that you would like to see in the world. Thank you.
Awesome. Yvette, thank you very much. Thank you for all your support. Now, if you have any employers in this room, I request you to post or share any opportunities, any hiring opportunities in the chat window. Enjoy this networking session. This will be the last event of this series for this season. We will be back soon with similar projects in the near future. Good evening, all. Thank you.